get everything home.
A thing of beauty, I know, will never fade away.
What's good, survival veterans? Tino here. Third attempt on the open beta lethal zone. Also brought LJ along.
Hello everybody!
Because the thing is, I figured out to start recording this time because, well, you will see when I get back to base. I will quickly show you guys that also fresh characters are started. This one had Unbreakable. And most sincere thanks to all my channel members and supporters who joined my channel, starting with the survival veterans who are the higher tiers, who are Bartosz von Welke, Bao Li, CW Bebop, Aaron Chamberlain, B-Boy Tape Deck, then Light Love and Peace, Congress Prime, Easy Free Trucker, and then of course also the Merchants of Trust, who were Tyler Estels, Michael Beal, Lizzy56i, State of Decay 2 fan, Nervous Wreck, Galeus Yehudai, and recently joined Voodoo Roll and Nick Kendera. Thanks to all of you, and hope to see you soon on my Discord, which is accessible to members only, and very soon I start my walkthroughs who are also for members only. He has Resilient. Unbreakable is great for not getting injuries, and she has my favorite trait, Just Keeps Going. From the, what is it up here, the hidden weapon crate, I found my favorite melee weapon, the Bellwood Sword, and finally also this time I started with a heavy weapon that I found in here. So if you're ready, in a couple of minutes we can already go bash some thieves in on a play card. What do you think?
Born ready.
Okay.
Thank goodness. Something we can use.
with the dick in the hand. you born like Duke Nukem.
Duke Nukem. Probably at that time, yeah. Okay, we will not say how old I am, but I'm not
You
so old
turned
as I sound.
16 last week.
16 and a half.
Yeah. Oh, already. No, and this
Yeah,
one
so-
was also the other guy
Let's
I
see
wanted
what
to
we
show.
have
He
here.
came in from the trader. What's it called? The amenity spoon? No, amenities was builder. What was the other one? Favors, I think. Yeah, Favor was the name. And he's
How about we see what we've got?
usually they're randomly generated, but in this
How
case I
about we
had the
see what we've
perfect
got?
one because he's coming along with the handgun ammo press. So
That's
I
almost as
basically
much
won
as
the
I can
game
carry.
instant.
That's true.
Let's
That's
trade,
true.
okay?
If you have handgun ammo press, that's game is over.
Yeah, exactly. Or the advanced biochem station in case someone needs a scent block.
Feels good to get everything home.
Okay.
Or maybe
Okay, this was kinda okay, metaphoric.
we want to bash some play cards. I know that there might be one as well, and because there's one thing that I always already figured out, or think that you might have done the same, that you go over those red locations, the red buildings, that basically mean you can't set up an outpost here because they're claimed by the play card. That already says, for example, Fred's 3 play cards on the top. So you know that there has to be like 3 play cards in this area. So maybe here's one, and up here in this house, or close to that house, I think in this one we get, yeah, because this one is a shack, so in this one might be a play card somewhere over there. There it says stage 7.
Do we take the car?
Yeah, the utility truck. Which is this one?
Okay, the other one.
Yeah. The main point of this open beta run is just showing you the differences and the things that will become to update 25, or as soon as the next update after the open beta will be finished or launched.
Exactly, yeah, no point of doing some, I don't know
Yeah,
what, because
weird hardcore
obviously
challenge.
You already
can't
proved
breathe.
yourself.
I haven't. No, I haven't. I only proved that I'm a terrible player recently, and
Oh, come on.
I mean, you have to.
But
I'm speaking
I-
the truth. You need to see the episode number 2 of my open beta
They
testing.
must have heard that.
I mean, I could have
What else you
maybe
got?
managed to survive, but I had 2 characters just jacked up and already infected with the blood plague, and I thought there was no point in dragging that along because I was getting no blood plague samples.
That's almost as much as I can carry.
But it's also a terrible strategic move from the game developers, if you ask me, to put one of the first missions of the game, a mission that asks you to have or bring blood, what's it called, plague samples to another enclave, because at that point, especially early game, you need them yourself. So I don't see no point in, come on, just trip over and thank
I
you.
can smell that cloud. I need to slow
Whoa,
down.
how many are here? I just saw one and
One sample out of 15 zombies.
yeah. And that's what
That's
I also
something.
said in a second episode. I killed more than 30, I bet. That it was something about 30, 40 zombies that I killed. Plague zombies.
Might
And I
slow
got
down.
what was it at the end? 2 plague samples. So thanks for thanks for that. How am I supposed to heal my 2 plagued up characters? And then, because that is number one thing that I have to stand or share with you, with everyone, that I hate one particular thing in video games, being weak. It's maybe just a personal thing, but it's not that I like being overpowered,
pretty
but
sure
at the
I've
same
searched
time I
everything
hate
here.
being weak. So the game State of Decay 2, what we also talked about a couple of minutes ago before we recorded, that this game lacks a sweet spot, somewhere in between, a middle, a central value.
I don't like to be, like you said, overpowered, but I don't like to be weak. Although
Yeah,
when
exactly.
I'm weak, I know that I'm weak. I'm not trying to go weak. Okay, let's attack 3 plague hearts and then expect with nothing,
miracle,
with
yeah.
kitchen knife, yeah. So you can't. You just have to loot when you start the game.
Yeah.
Normally you have to loot, and then when you feel comfortable, then basically if you have heavy weapon, if you have, I don't know, snacks, or if you have energy drinks, then go ahead.
That's almost as much
But
as I can carry.
for example, I don't like to retreat, but if I need
Yeah, me
to
neither.
retreat, I will retreat.
But there's the problem for me. I personally, I'm just eager to do something, to get something accomplished and done. And retreating is like for me the last option. So I would rather face death instead of retreating, and that is my personal problem. So
That's everybody's problem on State of Decay too. I would say nobody likes to retreat, but look, sometimes you just need to know to.
Let's trade, okay?
admit
yeah, of course.
defeat.
That is
should
the
take
main
that
thing
streamer
that
out
makes
from a
this game kind
distance.
of challenging or hard. That mainly the main game is hard. Or not the main game, the early game, the start. Everything after than that, after like in-game day 5, 6, 7, you get kind of comfortable with everything. And you don't need
Exactly,
to
yeah.
worry about finding your stuff. And you also, wow, how did they... That's usually so stupid in this game as well, that everything but stealth you get always discovered too quick. They weren't even walking into my direction, that was pure BS. But okay.
Can't keep swinging this thing.
Yes, you can, lady. I'll show you how. It has been the rumor for a long time. People say that we Italians and the French guys are eating frog legs, which is basically nonsense because it's not mainly an Italian thing as well. If someone would Google the culture thing, I'm not 100% sure about how it was marked by you. Where it was again, but it's not coming from Italy. That is something I can also guarantee.
One time I ate frogs and they are really delicious, like the best chicken ever I ate. Seriously. I was kind of skeptic and my father didn't want to tell me what it is, but just after I ate, and I was like, really?
To me, it might sound kind of harsh or hard that I mentioned eating that kind of meat, but the best one I ever tasted or ate is
No more
kangaroo.
peppers. We're good to go.
Oh, really?
Yeah, best
That's
meat in
a
the
good
world.
one, I would say.
Best meat
But
in the world
poor
for
kangaroo.
me. Yeah.
Thank goodness. Something we can use.
I didn't even know that this is like legit.
Just like alligator, for example. But that's exactly what I meant. This mission, a cure for all seasons. It can't be a thing that this is like the second mission or like a main mission that you usually get by playing this game. It should be like a mid-game mission and not like an early thing, because you have to provide them 2 samples of plague. And in the early game you already have just a few and you need them all yourself, so...
But personally looks a little bit easier. Why? Because I noticed, like, I will not say half of plague hearts are missing, but let's say, I don't know, I noticed like 5, 6 plague hearts missing. So I would say there are less than 30
Something's still
plague hearts on
lurking
the
around.
map.
Okay.
At least the map that I'm playing at the moment. I'm definitely sure there were 5 plague hearts missing.
But you can't say for sure because you don't have the total amount of number unlocked on your map.
That one was missing.
Yeah,
Then on
I
that
understood. I understood that you mean that you're saying you
Yeah.
don't get them on the regular locations where you usually get them.
Exactly, yeah. Maybe they are on other locations, but I don't think so, to be honest. What I've seen so far. I think this plague sphere, maybe there are more zombies, but less plague hearts. Maybe we didn't test this yet. Maybe infestations
Well, maybe I
turn.
can do a certain. If you cover me, I'm staying here. I'm going onto the map and do some speculation and calculate. For
Sure,
example, there are
sure.
buildings that I can read from. It says 3 play cards are covering up this water tower. So that means those 3 that I'm having uncovered on the map. Maybe there's like a 4th down here because this, but it's not realistic because this billboard says 2 play cards are covering up. So that means this one and that one. But maybe there's one. So we have like 3 confirmed. More and more distribution isn't covered up by a play card. This one neither. Because usually if you go on the map, Cascade Hills, especially on Nightmare Lethal Zone, has at least 1 or 2 play cards somewhere up on the north eastern side. If you check the map, you know that one all the way up on the north in the south. But there's nothing. But on the other hand, like Old was the city in the center called. It has 3 here, so I guess let's say okay 1 here, so we are at 4 up until this region. 4 plus 3, 7. Plus another 4, so we got 11 play cards. 12 play cards because the next one might be in here. Then 12, let's say 13 because the next one could be either here or in one of those buildings. Yeah, because it says 2, 2, 3. So 12, 14 because we had another 2. This one says 6. So another 3. 17 play cards. 6. 18 play cards. Trying to calculate realistically. Okay, it says 4. This is interesting. It's hard to differentiate. That's why it's just speculating. But maybe somewhere around 18 to 20, 21 we have already. Now the number is going
This is
down.
what it seems to me. So far. I'm calculating too. This is what it seems.
So I'm at 21 right now. This one says 2. And this one 7. So maybe plus 8, 29. And this one also says 1. And 1 over here.
I'm also on 21.
I count 28 to 30 play cards in total.
How did you get to that number?
Because I was going against the clock. So not clockwise, I was going against the clock. I started from our location, then I went up to the north, there was nothing. Then I went down here to the center. And there's, for example, this clinic that I selected. You see that?
7 and 3. And I'm counting only 10 here, not 7, 7 and 3.
No.
So I'm not counting.
I didn't even count at 10, I counted like 8 because this one says 3 and this one says 7. So it might be that there are even splitting certain play cards on the same buildings.
Maybe, probably, yeah.
So there might be maybe 8 in this complete town or maybe also just 7 and they're all covering up the corner office. Because if you look at the map, one single play card territory is covering up a huge center. Like that thing is like covering up without exaggerating like 8% of the map or almost 10% of the map. One single play card. It has always been fun, don't get me wrong. But my main problem is what Voodoo Roll, for example, said. He's a viewer and who left a comment who's pretty knowledgeable about State of Decay 2. I would say he plays it for quite some time, for quite a long time. And okay, now I just provide it to them and don't. Okay, they gave me some oil. And the thing that he says is the experience is less that you're going tactical into the game. It's more like a funneled experience. So it's like tighten up. It's been tightening up your strategies. Because now you're kind of forced to tackle onto play cards early game. And I can feel the same because what I usually do early game isn't instantly going for
I can do that.
for play cards. It's more like maybe killing 1 or 2 play cards within the first like 3 to 6, 7, 8 days. And after those like 6, 7 days, when I got like up to 5, 6, 7 survivors, but I usually like to play with 5 to 6, that's like my sweet spot, my numbers that I'm like to having. Okay, you pick the left one, I pick the right one. what I like to go for when I go for a community, also for a long run community. But in that case, I first have to go for plague hearts, and then I can go on with the setting up, for example, a new base, recruit more survivors, moving into a bigger base because I first have to unlock them, do other certain missions, do the looting, because now you can have, I mean, you can still do the looting, but it feels kind of different, to be honest. Maybe it's just me because it's still something I need to get used to it, because it's early in the open beta. But until now I feel kind of, I wouldn't say just pressured, but funneled in the experience itself. Because right now I feel like main task, kill plague hearts, and then you get the rewards on outposts, and you see whether actual containers are in the building. It's not a major problem for me because that is something that's how SOD2 always worked for a long time before update. I don't know where they changed it. I think pretty much at update 18 where they changed with the container thing, that everyone gets shown the containers once you clear it all.